and welcome to Penny for a Tale. Tonight we are running episode 36 of our Pathfinder 2nd Edition game. This is the Age of Ashes Adventure Path from Paizo. But before we get into the sponsors for tonight's session, let's reintroduce our cast, starting with Mr. Smith.
Hello, I'm Mr. Smith. I'll be playing Rune Ravenswood, the once evil wizard who now has reevaluated his entire perception of everyone he's traveled with.
Yep, that tracks. Sam?
Hi, I am Sam. I will be playing Aghi tonight. I am not evil. I am the best. Aghi's the best. And it's going to be great. I have no idea what's going to happen.
Jen?
Hi, I am Jen. I play the Vesperin, the chaotic but not evil sea elf. And we'll see what happens tonight.
I'm really scared that the players are introducing themselves by qualifying their alignment ahead of their actions at the beginning of this session.
Yeah,
I'm not evil. I'm just doing what I think is right.
Exactly.
In this situation.
Yeah, I may have a warped perspective, but it's not wrong.
Yes. Daniel.
Hi guys, I'm Daniel. I'm playing Sailix, Lavendale, the Phoenix, the Thronebreaker, whatever the hell we're calling him today. I'm also directing, so any kind of technical issues are solely on my shoulders, and I take full responsibility. Also, his alignment is whatever he needs to suit his goals at that time.
Let's mess around and find out. And Spence.
Hi, I'm Spence, and I play Monica Freerunner, and I started this campaign as Lawful Evil. I'm not really sure what I am right now, but I am pissed that the goblins that I was sworn to protect are all dead. And the person who killed them is still somehow alive.
Uh-oh. We'll see what happens. Tonight's session is brought to you by Smiteworks. They're the creators of Fantasy Grounds Unity, which we've been using throughout the game. So if you see everything left of our chat here, that is the virtual tabletop. It will handle all aspects of play, even between sessions. If you are interested, you can go to Fantasy Grounds Unity, fantasyground.com, and try them out. We also use the Only Sheet, which is an Excel-based character management tool. More on that later, but basically it supports first and second edition of Pathfinder, many editions of Dungeons and Dragons. You can manage your whole party and your inventory. You can run like a caravan level 1 through 20. Super cheap. Go to theonlysheet.com if you're interested and if you have Microsoft Excel. But let's get into tonight's game. So, very specifically, we left off on the map that you see. I have rolled initiative. Vesperin is first to act, but I want to know what everybody's state of mind is briefly before we start taking steps.
So, basically, obviously, Vesperin is firmly planning herself, in defense of Aghi. So, that's what's going there. I feel like she is not happy about the giants that we see coming. So let's see. I guess can I see speaking of the big bad guys, can we see them?
Yeah, they're closing the distance.
There they are. Okay.
You're on a cliff 100 feet up.
Okay.
And that puts you at eye level with at least a couple of them.
Okay.
You see 3. The ground shakes as they walk towards you. They're close relative to their own arm's reach, but quite far from you.
Okay. So if I act first, I figure Vespa's gonna move here, so she's right in front of Aghi.
All right.
And I'm going to look at Monica and tell her, like, we'll sort this out later. Fucking giants first. And I'm gonna mark the robed one, because robes are never fucking good on giants. I assume that's some sort of giant fucking wizard. So I'm gonna use my mark of assassin on him, so that way he is marked with that. I don't know if it's an action that I have quite yet, though, or not.
No, I've got it.
Okay, cool.
Aghi,
Yeah.
you're aware of the situation, what's transpired until now. What do you do?
She sort of looks between Vesprin and Sailix, then over at Monica, who has a bow drawn on her, and the wizard. And as long as they seem more occupied by the giants, she isn't going to do anything over there. And the director seems harmless.
Oh.
Sure. But Aghi speaks Jotun. Can she hear what they're shouting?
Not from here, not over the sound of the blizzard.
Yeah.
But their voices are booming as they get closer. They're speaking to one another, but it's just a rumble.
So she'll just pull her axe out of Jimri's neck and look towards them. She's ready to fight. Whichever one gets closest, she'll attack.
Sailix, she seems ready to fight, but her arms are shaking at the elbows. The cold gets to anybody, even an orc.
So Sailix is gonna kind of, as like, he'll walk back, like towards her, and as he crosses, like, comes side by side with her, he'll kind of put his hand on her shoulder, the one that radiates heat, and he'll look to her and just kind of say in a like one of those low whispers. He's like, "Get your shit together, because we got to fight."
You can warm her up. It's gonna hurt her though.
He will, like, in a quick little burst. Like, he's not trying to, like, kill her, but he's
Oh, thanks. I mean, she's frostbitten,
right.
so
Yeah.
Trying to make
All
sure
right.
you're a little bit further from hypothermia. But then Sailix will fly a little bit up into the air, and he'll look back to Rune. And he's going to say, "Well, you're not just going to leave me all up here by myself, are you?"
Speaking of Rune,
Rune, who's been looking down at the ground as the last ticks of a second have gone by. This might be a little longer than a turn, so bear with me if you could.
nope, it works.
He looks at the two orcs on the other side. Are those giants you're doing?
They don't seem surprised by the giant presence.
Are you the last of your tribe?
The younger one nods.
If we gave you a home and helped you with your tribe, would you accept my penance? Don't have to answer now.
We'll put a hand on the younger one's elbow. They both turn, and they start to head deeper into this building, this compound you didn't know existed. Only a couple miles from Breach Hill.
He then looks to the Vesperin and Sailix. Do you two love this girl?
Thought with everything we got.
Then you need to do better by her and not let her fight.
What the hell are you talking about?
You're
Daniel,
muted, mate.
You're muted.
Well, she's kind of a force of nature all on her own, so good luck trying to.
The damage has been done. Don't let it get worse.
Sailix will look down to Aghi. Just kind of nod towards her. He's like, just shakes his head and focuses back towards the giants.
And with that, Rune will start running towards the edge of the cliff. And, which I think... Yeah, at a full run, he'll be able to leap off. The one action he has left will be to call Corvus, as Corvus will essentially swoop in, and as Rune takes a leap off of the cliff, Corvus will plow into Rune, merging and recasting dragon form to take the form of a gold dragon. In mid-fall and take flight.
All right. So fully that then. How large are you?
Large.
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 All right. Well, they were ready for this. The one in robes. You broke its eye contact with the Vesperin. She had been staring at him. He summoned something towards you. Though it's counterintuitive, you expected a spell. Maybe something out of his staff that he's carrying. It's the size of a damn tree, but it was just a rock. He summoned a rock. It's a critical hit, though. You weren't expecting it. A boulder he ripped from the side of this cliff. 39 points of damage for that critical. Then he moves closer, sort of leaning on this 100-foot-long cliff. And he leans his staff against it. Tries to grab you with a strike. But it's awkward. He can't get a hold. Instead, it smacks you against the side of the cliff. You manage to catch yourself, but you take damage. Monica, what do you do?
So is Rune like hanging off the side of the cliff?
He's
Rune's
landed somewhere
flying.
below it.
Okay, he's flying.
Oh, so he had been smacked against the side of the cliff, but he's still flying. Yes.
Okay. So she's heard what the Vesperin said
Yep.
and nods and turns her already drawn bow, and I cast magic weapon on my bow. To give it a +1, and I'll shoot at the robed one. I think that would work, right? Right.
Yep.
Okay. My short bow is not in my weapons. shit. Sorry. Oh, there it is. Never mind. Got it. So this would be a plus with a +1. Yes.
Ooh. Okay, let's
Suck it,
run that
robes.
to. You guys are
Frost
picking
giant.
favorites. All right, roll damage.
Okay. There it is. It didn't do the critical damage, but
It's fine. I've got you.
yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, and that's all I can do.
All right, Vesprin.
All right. So, how far is a step, Ian?
5 feet, 10 feet for you
Okay,
with the trade.
and that's 2 squares.
Yep.
Okay, so I will go 1, 2. I am going to. So I can do that for free, but all right. So let me think. How do I want to do this? I think I'm going to can I hit with my whip from here or no?
No, you're gonna need to
Okay.
get much closer.
All right. So
You could throw at a penalty.
yeah. All right. So let's see. 1, 2, 3. Is that good?
You could whip from there.
Okay. So yeah, so I'm gonna hit him with my whip. Wait. It's the first one, right, Ian? Not the, or is that just damage?
It is the. Here, I've got it.
Yeah. Okay, sorry.
No, you're fine.
Okay. Ugh, that's terrible.
Mm.
Okay.
Chev, I think you have 1 action left.
I do. I'm gonna hit with Belgora. Wow, my dice are terrible tonight.
You have a hero point.
Not on this one.
Not the
Hopefully.
Roby one.
Well, I don't want to what do you call it? Reroll, and I feel like I'm gonna need it to save myself from dying horribly. He is marked for the rest of the combat. It'll be fine, hopefully. Question mark. Yeah, anyway, so there you go. Oh, I should I can see him, so I should raise my shield, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Yay.
for sure.
Or I should say I can see all of them. Anyway, that's my turn.
All right. This one before you, the tallest of the 3, Rune, standing at 150 feet, roughly. He catches the rock that tumbles after you're hit with it. He takes a step closer. You see his eyes begin to glow, a furious blue-white. But he stands there staring at you, the dragon. Aghi, it seems nobody's after you right now. What do you do?
Ooh. She doesn't care much for the wizard, but it seems like Sailix probably does. But she is going to look towards the director, towards Monica, and just shout, there's a building behind us, right?
Yeah, the cave goes in. There's some structure back there. You could explore it. There's a wall of force you'd have to get through, though.
Oh, true. Damn magic.
But you recognize these orcs must be the root of this problem. So there's no way them fleeing from this is going to be good for you. Obviously, they're acting in their own interest. That is something you learned on the battlefield, but the question is, how do you get to them?
It's true. Well, right now, Vesperin and Sailix aren't in any danger, so she's gonna go back towards that wall, and kick it.
The wall of force?
Yeah.
All right, Rune, what happens when she tries to kick the wall of force?
Well, the wall of force can be attacked. It has an AC, it has hardness, and it has hit points.
All right, so Aghi, let's make an attack roll. You can hit it with your axe if you'd like.
All right. Yeah. So after she kicks it and realizes that it's not just going to like zap her to shit or repel her or something, she'll try and hit it with her axe.
All right,
Ooh, let's see if I
I've
can.
got it.
Oh yeah, that hits.
38, is that a critical hit?
Yeah.
All right, so
Excellent.
what kind of damage do we need in order to break this thing?
Well, 30 points of damage off the top is removed.
All right, so doubling that's not what the penalty. So 10 damage, 11 damage is coming through to that wall.
Still standing.
All right, and it forms a crack.
Oh, excellent.
Aghi, you're at actions, but you see those orcs just barely had turned the corner as you arrived. Sailix, the battle's already begun. What do you do?
Oh man, what do I do? Well, he is flying, so he's going to come over here. 10, 20, 30, 40. Right up on Mr. Thickness over here, and use double slice. That's the robed one, right? Yeah, it's robed one.
Yep.
It's once and twice. So both hit. None are critical, so.
All right.
First damage. Second damage. And then he'll follow it up with a last strike.
Also a hit.
All right. And that will end his turn. So he just kind of flew over and did a flurry of strikes.
Beautiful. The giant from your flank, he isn't pleased. He's going to move over, half walking, half climbing this cliff to get to you with one leg on it. Its steep slope. He'll throw a wide swing your way. A great axe. Or maybe a pick of some sort.
At moi?
It looks like a miner's pick almost. The first to miss, the second hits you.
All right.
Rune, the shorter
let's
giant.
see.
He's below you. And up at eye level, you have the tallest of the three staring directly at you.
Oh,
Insane
that's
light
fine.
coming out of
This
your
works
eyes.
well. Rune, looking at all three of them all crowded around, takes in a deep breath as the steam rolls out of his nostrils in dragon form, as he bellows out a gout of flame at each of them in a cone. They each have to make a reflex save.
And a 1. And a 2. And a 3. Well, one's a critical failure. One's a step further on failure. No doubt 17. Yeah, so critical failure, my guess, 1 failure, 1 crit fail, and 1 success.
1 success, yes. So let me roll the straight damage, and you can have this for the successful one. And then we'll roll and then I guess double it for the crit fail. So 18 straight, 36 crit failure, and 9 with a crit success.
Well, I'll tell you right now. Whatever it is, it's enough to make the robe giant fall. Maybe not dead. The other two are still standing, but describe what happens.
So, again, Rune breathes in, and the heat from the flame just steams the air around as he bellows out this gout flame at each of them. The robes catch on fire and begin burning the hair of the frost giant, its skin sensitive to flames, bubble and boil. The other two recoil. One barely gets out of the way, only taking a singe. As Rune in dragon form takes to the air and goes 100 feet straight up. And that's his action.
The Jotun wizard falls. He screams something in a language only one of you would understand, I think. Maybe 2 of you, but the other 2
Anything in
still stand.
particular, out of curiosity?
Oh, just a curse.
All right.
Monica.
Oh, hold on. My apologies. I rolled the wrong number of dice.
My guy.
Uh-oh.
It was 60-10, not 3.
Uh-oh. All right.
So there's a total of 33 base, 66 for the crit fail, and what would that be, about 16 for the success?
Yeah, so that the robe giant is not getting back up. That is a certainty. Wow. Okay. Monica, what do you do?
Yep. Seeing that, and I imagine I hear Kyrian going, "Yes, fire." I go forward and open my arms wide and let the amulet come off my chest and cast Flare Bolt at the stout frost giant.
That's a hit.
And so, like, the amulet glows red and fiery and comes off my skin, kind of like creating steam around my person, and just shoots out, almost pushing me back, but not quite, right into his freaking face. Like, he's got his mouth wide open, so I imagine it goes into his mouth.
Oh, it does. In fact, it rocks his jaw. It does a bit more damage than that, too. Vesperin.
Okay. So with Rune flying, I step over here. Yeah. Then do I get flanking on the towering giant?
Well, Rune is 100 feet up from where he's at, from this
Yeah.
specific spot.
Yeah. So that's my question, because, like, technically, if you think about it, like, he is flanking from the perspective of, like, vertices.
Nah,
but I
so the
don't
only way
know
you're
if that
going to
counts for
flank,
game mechanics.
But you have had a situation like this before. You're not on this giant's flank. You two still cover such a small
Yeah.
angle to
Okay.
him, but it's pretty easy. I mean, like a fire ant
Mhm.
on a gnome is about the size ratio. So all it takes is you to hop on and climb around to his back, and suddenly he is dealing with the flanking situation. So if you felt like boarding this monstrosity, maybe you can take him out like you did Manatha Guro.
I mean, that does sound like the way cooler thing to do.
It involves a challenging jump too.
Okay. All right. I believe I have feats for that.
That you do.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh gosh. Where
You can
are
do it.
my
It's just an
jumping feats?
athletics check.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I have like wall jump and Titan wrestler and all those things. Question.
Yeah.
Can I use my whip then jump?
Yep.
Okay, because I want to try to do something. So first of all, let me try to do that. With the compliance. All right, I will hero point that.
It's a good thing you saved that hero point of yours.
Ah! God! No, it's not. Apparently.
For
Wait,
that
why did
worst
it...
roll.
Yeah. Why did it use both of them? Because I had two, and
Oh no,
I...
you have one at the start of turn. They burn.
Huh?
They reset to 1 at the beginning of session.
Oh,
The hero
okay.
points.
Okay.
Okay, so you still have 2
that
actions.
sucks. All right, then yes, I will jump on his back now, and hopefully I don't fail this roll. So you want athletics?
Was there acrobatics?
Acrobatics would be better.
Let's do it.
All right. Okay.
There
Yay!
it is. All right.
All right. So with a deft maneuver, Vesperin dives off the cliff and does a backflip onto this fucking giant. Where I'm gonna stabbity stab with Balgora. Okay. What the fuck? What in the actual fuck?
Shivery fingers.
Yeah, apparently. Jesus. Okay, well at least I did a cool I did a barrel roll. Yay.
You're on there.
Yeah.
There's plenty of beard and hair to latch on to. You've got a secure spot. Rune, the tallest one. The biggest challenge. He unleashes a blast of cold magic from his mouth. After his eyes, they level to you, and it's arcane. It's the bright, vibrant energy finally is released, and he shouts at you. Some calling of death. Make a reflex save.
Reflex save.
Monica as well. It's a
I
cone.
feel this hero point should be used,
It's a good
and
opportunity.
we'll hope for the best.
Odds are in your
Only
favor.
marginally better.
– 16 points of frost damage to you unless you have resistance.
No.
All right. And for Monica, it's a success for half, being 8 points. It's enough to scoff at, really.
He got my hair
But he
wet,
has-
or my hair frozen. That's about it.
Almost embarrassed, he decides to swing at you. Rune, an uppercut with his pick. It looks like he would mine entire quarries with this thing. It is a hit. You're ripped through. 26 points of slashing damage. Shows partially absorbed. I think you've got a resistance of some sort. He's going to try to grab you. That is an athletics check versus your reflex DC, I think. Is that how it goes? Yeah, and he does so. In his free hand, you're caught in his grip, but he doesn't have any actions left. He stares at you. Aghi, you're going to continue to hack down this force wall.
She glances over, like hearing that sort of loud, like, I mean, how would you even earthquake of a
Sounds
sound when
And
that?
sights of many colors, actually. The fire bolt, the frost magic, the cone coming through. Sailix's blows are iconic. You can hear them from literally miles away.
Sure. But neither Vesprin, who has just leapt onto that giant, nor Salix have been injured. So yes, she will continue to hack away at this wall.
All right.
Let's see. Maybe.
Oh,
Still a
it
crit.
won't do.
Still a crit.
Still a crit?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
21's a crit on that wall?
AC 10. It's just a wall.
Oh,
It's
It's
just,
just the wall.
I love it.
yeah, I figured.
I need someone to put that on a shirt for me. It's just,
Just a wall.
It has a lot of damage resistance.
Right. Okay.
It's just a wall. Let's do this. 1 second. So then she can take multiple, because she's not moving now. She could hit it 3 times, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. She's just going to destroy this wall.
So that attack was what, 28?
yeah.
Okay, it didn't do anything.
Right. That's a critical, so roll twice on that second hack. Aghi?
That didn't do anything.
Well, 30 to hit.
Yeah, but only 18 damage.
Yeah, it takes the.
I see what you mean. Yep.
Okay.
Oh, I see. That's nope. Still didn't do anything.
Oh my god,
Aghi,
I
the
hate
wall
this
shatters
wall. Okay.
from above as it ripples down. You look up. There's a walkway. That's what this arch is, where the wall was assembled. You don't see anybody except for a flash. That woman and a rope is dropped. Looks like it's used for climbing, maybe. It even has knots in it. But you hear
Okay.
footsteps. She just walks back from where she came. What do you do?
Offended that they would think I need a rope to climb. Hmm. She'll glance back at the battle, and as long as it seems like it's going fine, she'll climb up.
It doesn't.
No, it
but
doesn't?
Yeah. Not really. I mean,
Ugh.
it's anyone's guess here. It's hard to tell.
I mean, it just seems like the wizard's injured right now, so.
Sailix is also bloody, by the way.
Oh shit. No, okay. Just like, okay, I'm done hitting this wall. I guess I'll go back.
Yeah,
All right.
because everybody knows being on the back of a giant is a super safe place to be also.
They're fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. Yeah, she like looks at the rope like she wants to take it for a moment, then turns back towards the battle.
Hmm. Speaking of Salix, it's fine, Lavendil. What are you doing? It's your turn.
He is obviously annoyed. So kind of hovering in the air a little bit, he murmurs something. And I'm gonna roll first. How would you like me to roll Shadow Blast? Because it's the 30-foot area, so it'll hit them
30-foot
both.
area?
Huh?
Yeah, you'll be able to hit them both with it.
Okay. So I'll just go ahead and roll it. Oh, if I do it right. Was it a hit? Or I guess it is a hit, no matter what. But
They have to make oh yeah, it's reflex saves versus it, right? What's the DC?
DC is
I believe they both failed.
29.
They both failed.
All right.
Describe what you do and roll damage.
So Sailix kind of hovers there. His wings kind of start absorbing all light that hit him as he just throws his hand upwards towards the immediate area over top of both of the giants, and then he kind of with a forcefully pull down. It looks like rain of shadows just kind of cascade down over top of the giants.
For quite a lot. You have done something to them that you imagine should they survive, they would never fully recover from. Their essence is torn apart. Vesperin, I need you to also make a reflex save.
Oh god. Okay.
DC 29, you said?
Yeah.
You see this from the worst perspective.
What the fuck?
From below.
Oh god.
You're lucky in that you didn't get a 1. That would have been a critical failure.
Yeah. Sucks.
73 points of damage
Oh boy.
from the shadows. You're more dead than alive right now. The sky kind of fell above you. You hear the low screams. You don't know if it's you or Balgora or either of these frost giants, but you're very unwell. And the thing you happen to be flanking right now falls on a knee.
Oh boy. Okay.
I didn't see her.
All right.
That's what I'm putting it at. I didn't see her.
You hear the frustrations of this colossus that you've managed to sneak on board of. He tries to reach for you, but he can't actually get himself. He can't get his arm back that way as you're back there. And with a grumble, he shouts something in Jotun and reaches for a part of the cliff, the part that actually spikes out, it juts out, and he rips it off to try to smash you with it.
Oh no.
It's a miss, but he doesn't let go of this rock. He tries it again. 31 is a hit.
Wait, it is?
31.
Oh! No, because I don't have my shield raised.
Oh, okay. No, so your shield is raised. It is
Yeah.
not a. You dodge it, rolling using his hair as a rope.
Yes! Thank God I'm a rogue! I didn't realize that it resets it after the first thing. I'm sorry.
What's your AC before it though?
29.
29.
Yes.
So it brings it to 31, and in
Mhm.
your confidence, you barely miss this
Yeah,
next attack.
it's-
32 to hit.
Oh no! Okay.
Those 27 points of bludgeoning damage. It reaches you. You're on death's door.
Oh God.
Interestingly enough. He's still on his knees though, but you can tell he wants you to go down with him. Rune. You missed all that. You were just outside of this this radius of umbral hellfire. But what do you do?
First of all, where is the Vesper at?
Now that the stout giant has fallen to a knee, you see he was taking a rock and attacking his own back, and you see now that the sea elf is attached to one of his braids, trying to get a hit in the neck with Balgora on the back of one of these giants.
All right.
The one
Uh,
to your left.
So, because Dragon Form does not keep him from casting his spells, he will be targeting a spot so as not to singe the Vesperin as he casts Fireball between the two of the giants and to ensure they are both hit.
Mm.
They will need to make it is a 500-foot range, so he can definitely target.
Yep.
And they just
Reflex
need to
saves.
make a basic reflex.
Where is it? It's a 20-foot radius. What is?
It is a
Fireball?
20-foot radius, yeah.
Excellent.
If should be able to target them here. Give me 1 second.
What's the save?
I think this. I think. Fantasy Ground should do its thing if I do this. One success, one failure.
Excellent.
As he will go another 50 feet up just to make sure he's out of range from their basic attacks.
Vesperin, you were shielded by this attack. This blast of fire. Had he even turned his shoulders before this dragon casted the spell, you'd probably be toast right now. But it hit him fully in the face. You can even see some of the hair that blasted back from his beard is already singeing in the air and falling to ash. It smells quite foul. It smells like animal fat being roasted. Even the tall one is beginning to lean, though. You don't know.
Mhm.
You hadn't thought about this until just now, but you don't really want to be anywhere near these things if they start falling. The
Yeah.
robed one made quite a crash, and this wouldn't be the place to be should the one you're on suddenly die. But
Mhm.
it is not your turn. Marka.
All right. So, I'm still looking at the shorter of the two in front of me. And I'm just going to smile at him. I have my quiver on my hip because I'm short and this is the best way to do it. So, I pull my arrow back and I say, "Hey, Tiny, smile, and I shoot at him in the face. And can I say that I do make him my prey?
How many actions is that?
Hunter prey. That is one action.
Yep.
All right. So he's my prey.
And this is the tall one?
No, the short one that's in front of me.
All right.
That's why I called him tiny. So do I roll with the hunter prey bonus, or do I roll with my composite bow? Because my composite bow is 22, and my hunter prey is 21.
Roll with the composite bow.
Okay. Oof.
You have a hero point.
Yeah, I'm gonna save it. We still have orcs to bother with, but I'm gonna try shooting at him one more time. Nope. Oh, I did the wrong thing. I'm sorry. Hang on. There we go.
That's a hit.
Helps if I roll with the right weapon. Okay, so there's that. Yeah. So I do that and I shoot him in his eye.
Hey, Vesperin. Remember what I was telling you about not being on this guy if he dies? You hear a low groan as an arrow flies into his eye.
Is it possible to make a reflex save since I have a whip to try to grab the cliff or something?
100%. Yeah.
Okay.
100%.
Yeah. All right. Thank God.
Oh, yeah. No, you can make an athletics check
Okay.
for that, or you can make an acrobatics check if you're just trying to get out of there.
I want to make acrobatics because that's higher. Ooh, could I jump on the other giant?
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Always one for the suicide mission, huh?
Why not?
All right.
Because this
To
didn't
be
end
fair,
badly.
I was not at all paying attention to where Vesperin was. There was a kind of a giant in my face.
Hey,
No,
It's
work.
cool. More of my party members are trying to kill me than the actual fucking enemies. This is fine.
me either, because I hit her with 77 points of
33.
damage.
Yeah. Like, only the wizard cares.
Like, Sailix was
Love of her life. Roast her like a marshmallow. It's fine. Okay. Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
With that leap, though, you have 2 actions left. It
Okay.
is not ideal conditions. You managed to land right at his belt. He doesn't have any tools. You're on the side where he would sheath his weapon, though. There's a holster, nothing in it, and you could climb if you would like. But what do you do?
I think she knows what she's got to do.
God. Well, I mean,
Just right.
yeah, pretty much. Like, not gonna lie, part of me kind of just, I mean, if I'm right there.
I was talking about punching him.
I mean, I have a knife. Why would I punch? I don't want to touch it. Yeah. So let's see how maybe that works.
Let's make an attack.
Yeah. Ugh, God, these rolls. But at least it hit.
That's a hit.
Finally.
Roll damage.
Okay. So, oh God. So, do I get sneak attacker now? Because you said he was on a knee, right?
Yes, you don't get a sneak attack.
Okay.
I don't think. No. Yeah, because he's not flat-footed.
Okay. Then where is my damage? There it is. That. And he gets bleed. And oh, did I kill him?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then I also have my skirmish strike, so I feel like it's this thing of she whips Melgora like right in the dick to finish him off, gets that femoral artery, and then uses his dying as he's like falling backward to propel herself back towards the cliff, as I will make my cool acrobatics check because again I have skirmish strike, which gives me that free move action.
I want to state before she rolls that if for some reason she might miss, Monica would see her flying and run forward to try to grab her.
Does that work?
Yes, it works.
Yay!
Describe what happens.
Yeah, so like I said, basically, she's like hanging on to the belt with one hand. She throws Belgora right in that soft spot on that sweet femoral artery. It gushes blood everywhere. Giant starts to fall backwards. She uses that to launch herself off back at the cliff, does a dramatic flip, and takes a bow.
Maybe you jump just a little bit as you feel a crack in the rock start to form around you. And just
Meant to do that. But yeah, she's also pretty battered and bloody herself.
yes, on death's door yet again. Aghi, as you finally arrive, this is the image that you see. You were passed at the shoulder. The director was headed straight into that building. Something about following Sailix, but I doubt you care right now. Rune, you're above a little graveyard. What do you do?
Are they all dead?
It looks to be.
Rune will. He's 100 and. He will take 2 moves to get back in dragon form back to here. Or next to his wall, sorry.
The wall is broken to bits. It had been destroyed on the walkway on the top.
Hmm.
The director's gone, though. He headed in there. These orcs are nowhere to be found. Combat's over. What do you guys do?
He'll wait for the rest of his compatriots.
So who are his compatriots right now?
Everybody not a giant.
As I also approach with getting closer to Vespa, I just like shoulder her and she feels a little better as I heal her.
Okay.
Sailix lands
Not a lot, but
behind Aghi and wraps his wings around her for that body heat, trying to keep that in as he tries to like radiate heat from his arm outwards.
Yeah, she's gonna just kind of push Salix's wing away, going towards Vesprin as she pulls out her gloves of healing. And again, it's just putting them on, and we'll also try to heal Vesprin, probably because there's more fight left. Let's see my items.
Are we out of combat effectively?
Yep.
All right.
Cool.
For the last few moments that he is in dragon form, Rune will use the dragon's acute sense of smell to kind of take a sniff around past the archway, see if he can pick up anything.
Strange smells. You don't have the history to connect them to anything, but you know roughly where they went, just deeper into the compound. You smell food, a living space of sorts. Could be a little bit of everything in there.
All right. Allowing the dragon form to fade away, Corvus reappears at his shoulder. Mirakai lands on his staff as he focuses a bit, turning around and looking at everyone else. Everyone wait about 10 minutes if you could, please. If you don't mind, that is.
But do we gotta
Why?
do it out in the fucking cold?
Not at all. As he walks into the cave.
Does he always fucking do this? He's just like, wait out here. I'm gonna go in. Does he
Sailix's
not?
head snaps towards Aghi, and he's like, "That is enough."
Fine. She
For what it's
just
worth, he
like
did say-
shuffles.
For what it's worth, he did answer Vesperin like, you don't have to wait out here, and
Yeah.
that's why he walked in.
Vesperin will like look at Sailix, kind of just like, I don't want to say I need help, but I might need a little help.
How much more?
I don't know how to heal.
Yeah, I have like most of my hit points gone.
Sailix is gonna hand Vespa one of his greater potions of healing.
Okay.
Um,
How much does that do?
I'll run it. So who follows?
I mean, yeah, like Vespa's going inside. Like she's gonna limp and sort of awkwardly shuffle over there.
Monica is
yeah.
not is trying to be as far away from Aghi as she can, otherwise she's going to snap. And like
Actually,
Sailix would be the only one who knows that body language from her.
right, but that would be a deception check.
But for me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I attempt perception?
It's versus a perception DC.
Okay.
I'm bumping it with a bonus though, because it is subtle. Perception DC. You won't notice.
Okay.
I'm rolling too. Oh, I did worse.
Yeah, you won't notice with your perception DC. But the party shuffles in, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not letting that wizard out of my sight.
He's not trying to hide. He is focusing on his staff as people enter. The symbols along the staff and the gem itself slowly glowing.
Monica will stand near him and just say, I have a scroll of healing if you need it. But that's the last of my healing. Everything else that I know is just to prevent death.
No, you keep it, Mystery Runner.
All right.
Later.
Is that rope still outside?
Yeah, it's still hanging there, swinging in the wind.
Can she climb?
You can climb a rope like that for sure.
I'd rather just climb the wall next to the rope. Okay, I'll climb the fucking rope.
I will say, like, Sailix is. By the way, Sailix is paying close attention to Aghi this whole time.
Yeah.
Rune is specifically doing something for Aghi, and so he is also paying close attention.
Right. Well, Aghi is the only person that doesn't seem to follow Rune. She instead
She sees a rope.
takes the rope with a wall nearby, something, or just a leap of pure anger and courage.
Sailix, I'm trying to help your friend.
He's
I
like,
feel
he's literally standing there with like, incredulous with his mouth open, just incredible. The stupidity on her as he just kind of flies behind her. What are you doing?
I don't know where the
Wait.
wizard's going, but the orc was this way.
And you are frostbitten, fatigued, and look like you're about to cross over to Pharasma. So would you please step inside for 10 minutes and let me look you over?
If we wait, they're going to escape.
10 minutes. It's not our problem in the first place. We're not taking lead here. We're following. I just need you for 10 minutes. I need to make sure that you're okay and you're not going to die in the middle of the next fight.
Isn't that every fight? You can die in the middle of any fight.
Right, but I would rather you go in fresh and not half dead.
You don't find them. It's just climbs back down the rope.
He'll follow Aghi inside and he'll just like, just
Vesperin would just like at the space next to her, like. Ian, did you also apply the potion healing? Because it was like I'm still
Yes, 46
Okay.
points. Yep.
at. Oh,
that right now.
why does it still say I have them?
And
No, I'm
Augie's
taking it right
healing.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of hit points. Okay, that's so much better.
Yeah, it's a big margin.
Yeah. Okay. Thank
So-
you.
Let me know when 10 minutes have passed.
yeah.
So you
Sailix
can
is
head.
meditating quietly in a dark shadow.
Yeah, to the left, there's just some storage. It's still wicked cold out here. To the right, though, there's a staircase. You all head in there, right?
There's a storage room.
Yeah, so you're sort of not in any room. You're still, for all intents and purposes, you're kind of outside still. The blizzard isn't, I mean, it isn't raging, but it's still creeping in through here. It doesn't feel as if you're actually in shelter. You can feel warm radiating from the stairs to your right, though. That's sort of effectively indoors if you were to head deeper in.
So, where even are we?
In a blizzard.
Well, fucking duh. But, you know, this space, like, all of you are from around here, yeah? Like, what even is this? What are we walking into?
Rune just takes a look around. Well, I believe we're somewhere along the Kings mountain range. It is possible this is an entrance into the Dwarven territory, but that would be a bit of a stretch, I think. I'm not sure.
Did we really come that far north?
Ian, can I use Glean Lore?
The citadel rests right at the foothills. Bad Kings Mountain is a pretty long mountain range, traversing through, I think, at least 2 or 3 different kingdoms.
Along the same lines, Ian, do I notice any, like, Dwarven writings or, you know,
You
stuff
don't.
that I would recognize?
Yeah, so you don't see anything here. It's just barrels, stuff being shipped, and anything that gets shipped over a great distance, it's all going to be written in common
Okay.
or some ridiculous language that people just agree is useful for commerce, like Sphinx or something.
Mhm.
But nothing of the sort here.
Um,
Mm.
so with Glean Lore, I have to roll to see if I know anything about this place.
Is that glean contents? You
Nope.
Oh, glean lore.
Yeah.
Yes. Let's see. Not sure how that works, but
It says you tapped into the collected lore of the divine, accessing a variety of potentially useful information. Attempt a religion check to understand the information you gain, and you set the DC. It's similar to recall knowledge.
All right. Yeah, let's make a religion check.
Okay. Oh, religion.
Hmm. You know you don't have enough of the information.
Mm.
Like trying to understand the temple from the perspective of its mudroom. There could be more if you go deeper, but for now it just looks like this is the tip of the iceberg.
So Aghi is just looking at Rune.
Rune is
Those-
just concentrating. His staff, again, the glow on his staff slowly getting brighter and brighter. The two ravens, however, do sort of take off down a couple of the tunnels to scout out. See if there's any bits and bobs or nasties waiting for us.
Do they split up?
No, they can't.
All right, then perception check from them.
Easy.
Do you see what they see?
I can, but I'm concentrating on casting a spell, so no. They, however, do have the ability to tell me what they see via telepathy.
Right.
They just get the one perception.
Okay. Interesting. Telepathy is that casted? Is it,
What was
is it
that?
innate? Is it
Yeah,
telepathy?
it's a master familiar ability.
Hmm. All right. And what are their forms like? Are they physical forms?
They
Also
are. They're
creatures?
tiny.
Right. What are their ACs?
Their AC is 25. Oh no, I'm sorry. It would be because they're tiny, so it'd be like 28.
What's their health?
Oh God.
As I slowly progress into the more uncomfortable
yeah.
questions.
Health is going to be 90.
Okay. They didn't see what happened. Corvus is shot. Something ripped through him. Bolt, maybe. Marikai's fine. That's all you know.
All right.
They can retrieve.
Well, they're
their-
inexorably linked along with me, so nearby Rune sort of winces as the two ravens immediately fly back.
Right. We'll do another one on the retreat.
You want
AC
me to
29,
check
you
it
said?
out?
28.
28, okay. Another miss. Corvus is 40 points down.
Oh, good to know.
Marikai's fine.
They share a hit point pool because
Oh, okay.
basically, yeah, wizards can only have one familiar. I've just decided to portray two.
All right, well then to the Unforgotten, you notice Rune's disturbance here. His staff is not
Griffin, okay.
recharged, maybe except half, but go ahead.
Corvus has been shot. He's all right, but we have people waiting for us.
You want me to go look at it? I'm a bit
can if you
sneakier.
like.
I'm a bit sneakier than your birds.
Well, okay, hang on. What are you doing, Rune, right now?
Well, I'm trying to hopefully give Aghi some relief if she permits. Otherwise, it's going to someone else.
Relief as in healing?
That'll come
Or-
later.
Okay, because both you and Vesperin still look like shit. No offense, dear.
None taken, Miss Your Honor.
Was only talking to her
Silly.
because I knew.
Yeah.
I was like,
Sailix from behind room.
mostly
Uh,
talking to her, but okay,
Oh,
sure.
my apologies.
Yeah.
Concentrating on a spell.
Yes.
I mean, getting fucked up by a shadow blast, she'll do that.
Are you bleeding from anywhere like profusely? I've got some medical training. I can at least stop the bleeding and do a little bit while he's doing his thing.
Sailix looks around room. The only thing she's bleeding profusely from is all that bullshit from her mouth.
That's not blood.
So
Motherfucker,
the energies
you
along the
set me
staff
on fire!
coalesce and all sort of form up into the stone at the top. And he looks at Aghi. Will you permit me to cast a spell upon you?
I don't even know what the fuck you're doing.
Protecting you from the cold.
No, give it to someone else. Sorry.
Aghi's tremble has crept from fingers to elbows. Now the shoulders shake
She's like,
as her body starts to fall apart, her heart resisting the coagulating frozen
Vesperin
blood.
would just like look at Aghi and be like, "Stop being a fucking twat already." Like, you can fight a fucking giant, you can fight a fucking army, but you're afraid of our wizard here giving you some like bullshit so you can fight the other things over there. Like, that's what you're telling me. You're scared that he's gonna help you, and that's what makes you weak. That you like not accepting help when it's offered. That's what fucking makes you weak. The strength is the pack, remember?
If you do not want this, Aghi, that's fine. It was simply an offer.
Sailix is again just peering around room, just like
The spell will not work unless you want it to.
just.
fine.
Very well. As Endure Elements is placed upon Aghi, significantly lessening. Actually, you don't even feel the cold at this point.
She was already kind of not feeling it anymore.
Now you feel more normal.
Yeah.
And he follows it up with he taps the staff on the ground, and anyone in front of him sees a glow from underneath the eye patch as he radiates a healing wave.
Oh, thank God, I'm right behind him.
Yeah.
A 30-foot emanation. It'll hit everybody in 30 feet.
Oh,
Much.
I'll roll that right now.
you roll that beautiful healing spell.
If I could
Aghi
click
is
on the right
well,
buttons there.
well and above everybody on health points right now, and yet we're worried about her dying.
I know. Listen, Monica didn't lose any hit points from that.
I have like double runes.
Man, I need that. I need it. I fucking want it. Give
Yeah,
me
you
it.
do.
Yeah.
But while Augie's being healed, she is just like deadpan staring at Rune. Those orcs were here for you, no?
Yeah, they were in fact. All debts must be
Context.
paid.
What's all that about then?
Are we gonna do this now? Right now. We're gonna have this out right now.
Voice breaking over the bitter cold. The
Which
wind,
part?
All of it. as Sailix's sword extends into a lance. All of it.
Gears turning. It assembles itself as a two-handed weapon.
Well, the air should probably be cleared before we walk in there, yeah?
Yeah, let's do this then.
All right. When we were in Pharasma's realm, Pharasma granted a friend of ours life back. What I thought, however, was a copy I had made was instead the original, given to the child of an orc family far to the north of here. Far to the north. Because of that removal of a soul, the heir to apparently a tribe died. And the tribe was apparently decimated. All because of a choice I made.
All right.
So,
My turn.
they are here for me.
I brought Aghi with me overseas and fought a war with a child. I made her into a weapon and stole her innocence. Upon coming back, she couldn't differentiate friend from foe. So she murdered all the goblins, seeing them all as inherently evil.
That
That-
wasn't all.
Is on me.
It's not all on you. Because there was a moment, a bit of a turning point in the war. How or why isn't entirely relevant, but we, and she'd look at Sailix, we left. We left Aghi on the battlefield, and in a whole fucking ocean that she hadn't figured out how to swim in. And we let her drown. And it was all because of me and my bullshit. Because I was too caught up in my own head and I couldn't hack it, and he's too fucking good. He didn't want to leave me behind. That's what Kellen's piece is to me. The place where I was broken, and he put me back together. And we got back, and then she'd look at Aghi, and I left you again, didn't I? Only this time it wasn't physical so much as in here. And you did what you could to cope, and it wasn't perfect and it wasn't right, but again, that's on me. And it wasn't until I thought that I needed to atone for what I'd done. So I grew apart. I was separated. I went off on my own more because I thought that's what I had to do, much like you. And she'd look at Rune. So that's why I say, when I told you that you can't let yourself be drawn apart from everybody, because I realized that only when Aghi and Sailix started breaking themselves, how fucked up how much I had fucked up. So it's why I've been trying real hard not to let you wander off by yourself, because I don't want you to think that anymore. And again, like, the damage that's been done, it is what it is, but where we go from here, that's what fucking matters. And I'm not leaving you anymore, so.
All right. Do we all feel better now? There's still one left. And I don't think she understands why. So, I'm just going to ask plainly, Aghi. Do you realize the evil that you did today? Yeah, okay. That's what I thought. That's fine. Here's my take. And Miss Freerunner, you clearly have your own opinion, I'm sure.
Monica's eyes have been glazed over and like glowing slightly white ever since Rune first started talking. So she didn't really hear much of that. So she just kind of looks like she just woke up with him saying Miss Freerunner. What?
Oh, that's
So
great.
So here's the thing. You, Sailix, are like a brother to me. There's no doubt about that. Vesperin, I think you're broken, but you're a good friend. You are certainly to Sailix, which is all I could really ask for. Aghi, I hope we can become friends at some point. But here's what I have to ask from the two of you. And in return, I would suspect you have something to ask of me. Aghi did an evil thing today. There's no doubt about that. No more or less evil than what I've done, to be sure. That has to change. We have to be better. I didn't see. I heard the atrocities committed in the war. And the unnecessary ones. I'd hope they weren't true, but as he looks at Aghi again, apparently they may have been. There's no forgiveness to give around to any of us. There's no apologies that can be made for what we've done. All we can really do right now is look at the two orcs, and if a lot of you are willing, offer them succor for the damage that I've done. Give them a place that they can try to rebuild, and maybe they can help Aghi. Rune looks up. Are you all right, little one?
I hate when you call me that.
I wasn't talking to you, Miss Freerunner.
All right.
You can come down and talk if you like. Rune is looking up at the ledge.
A veil fades. Illusion. Invisibility. It dissolves. She's standing there. A crossbow in her hand, but it's lowered.
Have you come to kill me?
Speechless. That is why we came here.
It's a fair goal. I hurt you a lot deeply. Unintentionally, but that part doesn't matter. I would like to offer you succor. A safe place. If you're willing. Maybe you could teach Aghi here the ways of the orcs. If Sailix and Vesperin are willing. She is their daughter, after all.
Make a diplomacy check for me on this moment.
There'll be a little glow behind his patch. Quick guidance for this one.
Sailix will look towards Aghi. It's just kind of... What are your thoughts?
How much do you actually know about the way of the orcs, Rune?
Oh, that's a fair question. I made an assumption. You're right. I know a little bit about the tribes, and there are some nice ones and not so nice ones. I apologize for speaking out of turn.
Because maybe this is just my tribe, but for what you did to theirs, the only answer in orc culture is death.
Half orc. You hear her call from above. You'd have to crane your neck to see, but you kind of don't have to. A dagger drops to your feet, Aghi. It's coated in poison. She'd thrown it on the ground. It is orc culture. I'm a halfkin, though. Maybe I have half a mind to do it.
I certainly wouldn't blame you.
But you'd certainly stop me, huh?
Not everyone tries to defend themselves. It's the nature of survival.
Yeah,
That's why I'm
I
hoping.
tried to defend my child before the wizard devil came. Right through the doors. It was like a bad dream, except we woke up and she was gone. She told me I could track you down. She was right. We found you. And we got so lucky.
Vaz Lorraine found you, did she?
No, who's that?
White-haired woman?
Do more people hate you?
Oh, there are a lot of people that hate me.
Right.
Sailors.
So tell me, am I doing a service to these people then?
You would be?
She's gonna look down the railing at Aghi. Aghi, what's your expression right now? I imagine you're leaning on this wall, contemplating this group all around you.
Yeah, she's bent down and picked up the stagger.
Right.
She still isn't. The emotions on her face just kind of quickly go from confusion to, so she's like fighting back some emotion. Glancing over at Sailix and Vesperin, but it's, you took their child from them for what?
I didn't know the child would be taken.
Didn't know that a life would be taken for a life.
That is correct.
Whose life?
A friend. A promise I chose to keep.
Whose life?
Mine.
Rune will move in front of Monica.
It's all right, Rune.
Oh no. You didn't get to make the choice. That was mine.
This isn't my justice to do. She just looks back up at the orc. She half orc.
He looks back up at her too. I want to help you. I really do. Give you a chance to thrive again, if at all possible.
You don't deserve to know just how many generations we thrived. And when we needed help the most, we needed a savior. The hero type comes into our village, but not to save us. One of his own. I'm beginning to believe that this soul is a little bit closer than I once thought, huh? She'll pull a small satchel from her belt. There's some dust that comes off of it like a fine powder. It's intricate. Little bones decorating it. She loosens it and opens it slowly.
And what would you do confronted with the person who now has that soul? Would it make it better to have that soul completely gone? I take a few steps forward. All my life, before it was given back to me, those who were misunderstood based on looks alone, those were my people. Those are the people that I protected, that I cherished. I can do that for you too, if you'd let me. I don't want to fight. I want to honor the life that I have now. I remember your face, sort of, like a dream almost.
You don't carry the blood, it's not the same. Rune Ravenswood, if I see your face again, I will kill you. She walks away.
You really don't deserve to be alive, Rune.
I'm well aware, Aghi.
Just making sure.
I have no doubt you will remind me every day.
Sailix walks by Rune. He just kind of like clasps him on the shoulders, like, "Hey, we all have our crosses to bear."
This is true. Aghi is not mine, though.
Sure not.
I will help you if you like, but not against her will.
So what's the move, Rune? What are we doing?
Well, we have a couple options, I suppose. We can follow the half-orc woman and continue to pester them, which I don't think is a wise choice. We can continue on into this fortress of some sort and see what else is here, or we can go back and try and resolve the cause of our little trip.
The resolution of our cause of our little trip, I'll handle.
No, I will handle it. They were my responsibility. Rune, can you take us back?
I can, if everyone is willing.
Then let's go.
Is everyone willing to return?
I don't have anything holding me here.
If you would kindly touch this staff.
Sailix will very poignantly look at Aghi.
He's looking around.
What is Aghi doing?
Feel like I need to do something now.
You know this dust.
Oh, she left it.
It was dropped on. Yeah. It looks mundane though, but you recognize you used to weave bone like that. That's why it's interesting.
Aghi will climb up the wall, up to the walkway.
And while she's doing that, I'll gather the director and just be like, come on,
The
touch the
director
staff.
is nowhere to be found.
Oh, not again.
He was last seen headed up the stairs. You could pursue if you wish.
Rune was going to point that
But-
out. The director went up those stairs there, for what it's worth.
He's talking to himself or somebody. You don't know. He seems
Without even like
Only putting
another,
himself in danger.
without
maybe
even
more than anyone else.
without even asking anybody else, he just kind of like walks off in the director's direction. It's like, son of a bitch.
You do that, huh?
Carefully.
Yeah, so up the stairs and opening the door, he's speaking to a couple of half-orcs that you recognize. They're at a table. He doesn't know quite who he's talking to. He's in a strange state again. But they look at you, listening to his conversation. He's, I don't know, 1/5 of the way through some dumb story.
Right. So
They haven't attacked him. They're just listening. What are you doing?
I'm not here to fight. Honestly, I'm just here for the gnome. You see, he's kind of disabled at this point. He can't tell faces or voices apart. So, I'm just going to grab him and we'll be on our merry way.
Very well, the old one says. She moves to stoke the fire. It's a little chimney of sorts, actually, which is strange to see carved into a mountain. It's good stonemasonry here. But they ignore you, and they let you shepherd the director.
Sailix picks him up like a baby.
Of course. The standard way, like a chicken.
Yes, quite
From
like a
Summer Night.
chicken. Like, because you know when you pick a chicken up, you make sure you grab their beak so they don't peck you. So he would definitely just hand over the director's mouth as he picks him up, and he's like,
so he doesn't tell you stories.
exactly. It's like time to go
course.
home.
Returning to Rune and the ritual, the staff. Rune, where do you go?
Make sure everyone's touching the staff first.
Yeah.
Right. Will is at the Citadel. It's about midday. News had only
The
just
Citadel is the
recent-
goal, but I just want to make sure everyone's actually going.
Oh,
AKA
right. So
Aghi.
Yeah. Bespern isn't
Yeah.
letting Aghi out of her sight.
Well, Aghi is climbing the wall. She wants to go
Yeah.
see that bag.
Again, I have a high perception score and I'm acrobatic as fuck. Like, I can climb a wall, I can
The-
jump a wall, I can wall jump.
you'll make it.
Yeah.
Aghi, the dust on the inside, as you expected, it's cremated ash mixed with some other violent, non-mundane material, perhaps marrow stone. It's extremely fine powder. It has a clasp. You can tighten it, secure it. But it looks like the kind that you used to make growing up.
Yeah. What does it do?
You have no idea. Sometimes they carry ashes. Cremation is popular in some tribes. It could just be that. Maybe they were delivering it symbolically somewhere. Or maybe she just held on to it.
Yeah, she'll tie it to her belt.
Right. And then what? Look
The
down,
best.
the unforgotten before you.
Yeah.
Bespern's just like casually hanging out on the side of the wall, like, yeah, what you got there?
Don't know yet.
Ready to head back? Face those balances in the leisure.
I already think they're balanced. But I was never good at the accounting.
That comes with time.
Yeah, she'll hop down. I guess she doesn't know that the orcs are in the other room, so
Right.
Are we ready then?
looks away, pokes the staff.
Sailix
Back
rolls
to
his
the
eyes
citadel.
at her.
She's 20.
He's 182.
Yeah.
183 soon. So the teleportation, where do you go?
Citadel.
It hasn't been long since you were here last. Maybe only a couple of hours. Will's already begun stacking bodies. His hands are purple. He works. There's another goblin that survived.
I go to Will's side and I say, take a break. I'll take over for a bit. Go warm up inside or something.
Yeah. He walks over to Aghi. Hey. And he'll give you a fake smile. And he'll stare at you. And you see the layers of disbelief pile on as he looks you in the eye.
What are you doing?
Give me your gloves.
She'll take her normal gloves off her hands and hand them to him.
He'll throw them on the ground. Give me your gloves.
Yeah, from her back, she'll hand him the gloves of healing that he had given her.
He'll rip them from your hands. And he'll put them on. And he'll show you under the wrist symbolism, a leaf and an ankh. You have no idea how hard I worked for these. They were my gift to you. I saw mercy in you. That's Saren Ray. That's Go's Ray. Healing and redemption, right? It's worth fuck all. I just counted 115 corpses. So, is there time for your side of the story?
Are you gonna listen?
I have the rest of my life.
I just wanted to kill Demiri, whatever the fuck her name was. I told them I wouldn't kill them if they just let me kill her. I don't know what they did. They attacked.
Yeah. Rune, you know something about the Goblin Blood Wars,
I do.
right? Yeah. They were Lamashites. They could have worshipped Rovagug. It could have been anybody, but they don't back down.
I know.
The Bumble Brushers, they were different because they would back down. They were fucking cowards. And if they only had been spared the teaching of bravery, maybe they'd be alive still. But the problem we have is that the Bumble Brashers, they gained something of a reputation in the neighboring clans. And if we don't want to see the Goblin Blood Wars return, then we need damage control.
I presume you have an idea.
Oh, you're my idea.
Oh, well. All right, then.
Oh, hang on. All of them were Lamoshtites.
It had been a long time since we were involved with the Citadel. Between Cantargo and the time at the war, the Citadel and the goblins were left to fend for themselves in a very run-down patchwork building. I believe at least 2, maybe 3 generations passed through here while we were gone. The story of us were just that, stories. All that was left was Amashti to give them solace in the cold nights of the Citadel. Yet another mistake by the Unforgotten.
Aghi will try and grab Will's arm. Did you see their blood?
Yeah, he'll brush you off. Okay. There's that matter. You can't see it. It is a goblin blood moon. They were furious.
Did they do
Short
the
fuse.
ritual?
They've been doing the ritual more often than not for any reason. Look, there's a reason goblins didn't just end up functioning members of society. They fall to disorder quite quickly. He's gonna look at Monica.
Monica's finishing up the funeral pyre outside with the last goblin.
What do you think, Halfling?
We failed them. I failed them. And now there is a void.
Do you know, Vesperin, this was the first success that we really had. Rescuing the lot from Vaz and the cultists that had come over here
The Cinder
through the
Claws.
gate. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
No buts. Buts
Doesn't even
invalidated.
sound
Let
like
me-
they
let me
reminded
finish.
you.
what I was gonna fucking say, which is basically that, yeah, this is a defeat. It's a major fuck up, but like, what we do next from here, what lessons we learned, the shit we take away, that's what fucking matters. So if Will's saying we got another war on our hands, that's what we gotta focus on.
No.
These lives are not a lesson to be learned. This is over 115 lives that were taken. It's not a
Because they
lesson.
were-
That is a travesty.
They were worshipping an evil god. And again, if you're just gonna sit here and dwell on it, like, what does that do? Does it stop what just happened? Does it, change anything? No, it doesn't. All it does is you are just going to stay here doing nothing instead of focusing on shit we can actually do, things we can actually change, and going forward.
I would be careful of the words, Vesperin. They may have been worshipping an evil god. You carry around the very blade of an evil god.
Yeah, she used it to win a war.
Of course she did. The point being, if you're going to throw stones, be prepared. Now, I am not.
And I imagine if I start mass slaughtering people, then y'all will put me down too.
Well, we
So you're saying
haven't
we should
put
put
down
Aghi
Aghi
down?
yet.
Exactly.
With Monica saying that, Sailix will step forward.
Will's
I
gonna
haven't
take a
s-
step, not in defense of Augie, but between Sailix and Monica, as he's rehearsed in his head 100 times in today.
Relax, I don't have my weapons on me.
I haven't sent you back to the grave, Monica. More souls were lost than just that child that you robbed. You sent a whole clan to death to bring you back. That is a travesty.
I did what now?
Don't stop. All of you, just stop. Each of us has a glass house that we are just ready to barrage. The question still stands. Are the Unforgotten willing to finish what we started? Or is this it and we walk away? All right. No more stones are getting thrown. It's good. What Aghi did.
Gonna say evil again?
Hmm.
Because that seems like a matter of perception.
You're absolutely right. It is. But the action of slaughter, it's not good. That's for sure. You weren't defended anything. No one was getting hurt. There was no battle to be won. But this isn't just you, Aghi. The more we target you, the more your parents will target us. And all arguments are valid. What this boils down to is, will there be a trial of Aghi for the death of 115 goblins in the Citadel? Honestly, I don't think there is. Because I don't think Sailix or Vesperin are even going to think about that option. Simply because the ramifications too much up to chance. So then it falls on them. If you can't be punished, who is? Same with me. If I can't be punished for my decisions, who is? I could argue my years spent away, punishment enough, but that's me. That's my choice. No one forced me into that. And I'm sure each of you would question whether that was really a punishment or not. I can assure you, it was not entertaining. Regardless, are we here to fight the Triad or not?
That's why we came back.
I'd hope that was the answer. What do the two of you suggest about what happened today? All other matters set aside. Just this one.
If you have some kind of punishment you want to take out, feel free to come talk to me. Otherwise, I will deal with Aghi.
Vesperin looks at Sailix. We will.
So, it's why I asked, what do you plan on doing? And it's not for any judgment. I'm not going to say what you're doing is wrong or not enough. I just want to know. And if you haven't figured it out yet, that's fine too.
Listen.
Wilfred will speak up. No, I want to take this one. His boots will stop in front of Aghi. Drop your axes.
What?
Drop your axes.
She pauses for a moment, her hand like freezing on them. But she'll drop them in the snow.
He'll pull his gloves off. His hands are fine now. And he'll lay them on the ground as well, and he'll kick one of your axes to the side, keep it in a small pile to the right of you, and to the left, a pair of gloves. You could take some time to reflect. You're quite strong. I don't think you need them. I don't think you need either of these. But tell me who you are, Aghi. Are you the person who can get by without shedding blood? I used to think perhaps, I'm not sure you could last a day. Not now. You have redemption, and you have bloodshed. Keep being who you are. You're half dead at 20. Will you even make it to 30? Or try to find some peace. Those gloves did it for me. Sailix thinks he saved me every time. That's bullshit. Not even half. Those gloves help, though.
How? I carried them for 4 years. I don't know what you want me to do, Will.
I'm quite certain if you can't last a month without bloodshed, you won't see 25. You're broken, Aghi. And you weren't born broken either. I'm asking for open palms.
She drops her voice, and just so that Will can hear, will it make the nightmares go away?
Sailix, you see the pain in his expression. He breaks eye contact with Aghi. After a long pause, he doesn't answer. And he walks back inside.
Sailix will step forward. Just kind of they never go away. They're with you forever. That's the That's the final lesson. The full price of war is that every night when you close your eyes, you get to see one of the many faces you killed. Kind of like cup her cheek. Sorry, Colleen. I told you I break things. I don't fix them.
And there's no point in putting the axes away.
This is your punishment. 1 month. No axes. Not a single drop of blood to be spilled by your hand. Me and V will make sure that nothing bad happens to you in that month.
And if I fail?
Then the three of us will go back through Pillowgate and will live out the rest of your life in the country we liberated.
I feel like Vesperin would walk over there and be like, hey, at the end of the day, we're old fucks. We got set in our ways. But you're still young yet. We're still out for you. You can learn a better way. And won't that be the best way to spite him? By doing what you can.
Aghi looks doubtful.
Oi, I got faith in you.
Sailix will lean forward to Aghi and whisper something so low in her ear that she might barely even be able to hear it. Before he pats her on the shoulder and says, now go inside. Will make sure to look after your frostbite.
As assuming Aghi leaves, Vesperin would look at Rune and be like, you asked us what we were gonna do, and the truth of the matter is, when we had it, we was at war, and there wasn't any time. But we're not at war anymore, and now there's plenty of time. And that's what heals. So that's what we're gonna try to do.
All right then. Miss Fairrunner.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for everything that happened today.
It's nothing for you to be sorry about. This was not your doing.
I appreciate your empathy, but we all had a part to play today.
One thing that was said to you today sounds very familiar. I said it to somebody a long time ago. You don't have to do these things alone.
Huh. I've heard that more than once today.
I know. But I'm pretty much figuring out that any time I remember something and don't remember who I was talking to, it was probably you.
Maybe.
So
I wouldn't think about those things too long though.
I try not to.
Good call.
But first things first. And she pulls out the amulet and lights the funeral pyre and starts singing this low guttural goblin funeral dirge. And what she's done, she says, I don't know if I'm going to be able to travel with you all. I don't know if I can travel with her.
Who do you pray to these days, Mr. Runner?
Oh, you probably haven't heard of her. Well, I mean, Kirchanis for Aldonis' sake, but
For your own?
Thismet.
Kismet.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's
Does
the
sound
only thing
familiar.
that gives me joy and gives me peace is feeding people, making them feel at home, feel whole.
I will not condone Aghi's actions today, but there is little doubt that she is broken. If anyone needs to be made whole, that is her. Forgiveness does not have to be given freely. It is not something that you banter about. Sometimes it has to be earned. It's what I've been trying to do, slowly but surely. Earn the forgiveness and trust of old friends.
Yeah, well. You kept your promise to me. You have my trust.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Runner.
You can quit that now. It sounds weird.
Very well. For now, go. Find a warm bed. Have some food. Make some food. Tomorrow's a new day. Bigger
Yeah.
problems.
Yeah. And she'll go past everybody and go down the tunnel.
Bruin himself will head to the main hall, ensure that the fire's lit, start using his magic as best he can to seal up some of the cracks and holes to ensure the place stays a little bit warmer.
You're in the courtyard where the pyre had been burning. There are warmer rooms, especially down below, if you were to head in. Imagine the party's scattered a bit by now.
Likely, yeah.
Where do you guys go?
Well, we're into the main hall, like I said, patching up walls to insulate the place a bit, making sure the fire's lit. And that's where he's staying.
Sailix catches Will in a room. He squares up with him.
Yeah, actually, quick before that, Aghi, so you picked up the gloves.
She didn't pick up either of them.
Right, you're still standing there in the courtyard
Oh.
waiting. Sailix, best friend. There's a choice to be made.
Sailix will go over and pick up the axes. And he'll look at Aghi. Like, 1 month. I'll not hear another word otherwise. If you can't do this for 1 month, then there's no hope for any of us.
The choice has to be yours, though. It doesn't mean anything if he makes it for you.
She's just gonna walk past both the gloves and the axes towards the citadel. There's always a third way.
And you head into the citadel, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Try and find Will.
What do you do with these axes, these gloves, Vesper and Sailix?
Sa-
Well,
Salix knows how important the axes are to Aghi.
Vesperin would take the gloves, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
So
No. I feel like both of them are just standing there, and Vesper's just like, "Oh, this is a fucking mess."
Salix will fly real high up to one of the topmost battlements, and he'll embed both the axes in there, into the top of it, to where she couldn't climb and grab it.
Well, wait,
She's
though.
a very good climber.
Oh shit! Right.
Hang on.
He
Before
throws
he
him
does
into the
that,
ocean.
before he does that, though, like best friend would be like, "Look, at the end of the day, again, like, it doesn't mean anything if she doesn't make the choice herself. Like,
She
you
made the
can find-
choice to not pick the axes up or the gloves.
Yeah, but
She's
what I'm
gonna-
saying is, it's more meaningful if she buries them herself.
I
If
wasn't
you-
gonna bury them.
But if you take it away from her, like, what's to stop her from grabbing a knife, from grabbing a scythe, from grabbing literally anything around in that fucking castle? Because there's a lot of pointing things that she can kill somebody with. That's what I'm saying. The symbolism has to be on her.
I understand that, love. But she walked inside without grabbing either. She made her choice. Till then, I'll hold on to them for her. And if she wants to bury them in some kind of ceremony, then I will present them at that point. If she wants the gloves, then we'll give them to her then. But until that choice is made, I'm gonna hold them.
Vesperin would hold up the gloves to him. Do you want to tell your brother?
As he like kind of walks by and grabs the gloves and he kind of like hits her in the head with them. He's like, "Oh, me and Will are gonna have a long talk."
Good luck.
Right. Speaking of that, then, what
On
do
my
you
way
do
out,
when-
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
On my way out, if I do see Will, I'll tell him that drinks are on me tonight.
He is unwound, unspooled, just sort of broken, but in an apathetic way. Like he's resigned himself to the work that he needs to do now. But other than that, he emotionally isn't Will right now.
Yeah, that's kind of. It's the same thing that she told him when he came back from the war. She doesn't tell him that often, but this one time she will.
But he looks at you as if he understands that you two are experiencing much the same thing. Later, though, he meets Sailix. He's warming himself by a fire in the basement. Hey, brother.
Little one. So are you gonna tell her? Or should I?
Tell her what?
Oh, I saw the way you looked at her. The last time I saw that was when you married Brittany.
Yeah. How about you leave me to it? I think she needs that shit right now, Sailix.
She needs you more than she needs me. You see what I do. I didn't want her to come along. I asked her to go back. But when a warrior that capable is dropped into your hands, you don't just set them aside and do nothing with them, regardless of their age. So I built an army around her. And you saw it. So don't sit there on a high and mighty throne like you didn't see what was going on.
I understand the good we did. I do, and I know the good we did in the past. You've been doing it since before my whole life and for my entire life as well. But it doesn't unbreak you. And there's no going back from that. What Brittany saw in me when we came back from the gulag in Ustalov, now there's no going back from that. So what's it going to be like for Aghi, huh?
Well, hopefully, in a month, she'll be able to have somebody other than me and Vesperin look at her with more than contempt and disgust. Hopefully she'll have you back.
Yeah. Right.
You can't hide in your pain forever, Will. If you want someone else to grow, maybe you should take a step out of your comfort zone and grow with them. Or you can hide in Breach Hill until you die. But you got another 40, 50 years left?
I've built something here.
No. You're living off of what I built still.
Oh, yeah. He'll take a step closer to you. That's true.
Sailix will take another step closer to him.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true, little brother.
Vesperin, where are you for this?
I actually figured that she would go to the Great Hall to help Rune out, because I have the crafting skills, so. But, you know, the vibe I got was that he wanted a private talk with his brother, so.
Oh no, he wanted a
Yeah.
private talk, all right.
He's a foot from Sailix. Leaning on a dresser. Right. So what happens when she breaks again? Like I did more than once, Sailix. Don't
Yeah.
pretend you don't remember. Yeah.
Sometimes you pick yourself back up and you put yourself back together. Sometimes you have the help of family to do it with you.
Violently, between the two of you, he's going to throw the dresser. It topples and it actually breaks from the sheer force. Drawers spilling out. It's goblin clothes for travel. Maybe some for summer. They smell musty. Most of it's moldy. Whole families. If she can't go a month, there's no reason to speak to me.
Then help her, Will.
Okay. All right.
Sailix will turn to leave, and he'll, like, as he's turning, he'll just kind of be like, "I'm sorry."
Thought you were gonna break my nose when I did that. You made progress yourself, huh?
It's a work in progress.
He'll move to catalog some more inventory here.
Sailix will just kind of walk out, and in the hallway, he'll just kind of release the shadows that had kind of automatically called to his hand on the dresser collapsing, and sigh as he just kind of like sits down the wall.
Mm.
And that's where he'll be for the foreseeable future.
So Vesprin, Rune, what are you doing here?
I figure that Vesprin is kind of like, you know, again, because she knows how to put like traps and stuff together, like she knows somewhat of how mechanics work and everything, and I do have the crafting skill, so I figure like she's supplementing whatever Rune is doing to patch the place up into something livable, mostly because it seems obvious she needs something to do with her hands.
Rune, for his part, summons a unseen servant, mainly to dole out some basic foodstuffs and drinks, and do some basic cleaning around as he's mending a bit. He doesn't do it for too long though. After a couple hours, and once the main hall is as repaired as he can make it, he will right a table, bring over a chair, pull out his tome that hangs at his side, and just read. Watch Vesprin do whatever Vesprin's doing. The Vesprin, is that right?
Hi.
Wasp, yeah?
She'd kind of like look over. Yes.
And Balgora being your stinger then?
In a manner of speaking.
You know, we were standing out there throwing stones at each other. I was tempted to take the Dreamstone from you. Part of me felt you didn't deserve it. But, well, no buts. That's all.
There are things that I could say, but we're not getting into that again. Point is, again, when I meant what I fucking said, that all of us have debts we gotta pay, and where we go from here, how we pay them, how we make the world a better place. That's the stuff that makes everything that came before either matter or not.
So you stand for learning from the past and striving for a bit of a better future then, do you?
Yeah. I don't.
Who do you want to be, Vesprin? Do you still want to be the Wasp?
I want to see the world be better than the way that I left it. Because there's a lot of bad things out there. A lot of things that rack up debts that need collecting. And I collect those debts. But I also got plenty of red in my ledger. And I mean to do everything I can to erase that. And again, like I told her, you can't change what happens. You can only learn from it and stop it from happening again. So I don't like to dwell. I like to do.
Willing leads to stones being thrown, that's for sure.
Exactly. And it's not fucking productive because then all that happens is everybody gets fucking mad. And we just end up shouting and getting louder and louder, and nothing gets done.
Well, let's see if we can avoid a war with goblins. Probably a start.
Yeah, I know fuck all about goblins other than the dodgy little twats. So,
It depends on the goblin.
apparently. So again, this is your opportunity as everybody's having their private conversations and brooding to give me a bit of an education or a jump start. Like, what the fuck do I need to know here?
Well, goblins typically align in tribes. Tribes band together, mainly for safety, mainly to prove one stronger than the other. But every now and again, Bamblebrush being one of them, you get a goblin that just doesn't want to be in that world at all. It was Miss Freerunner's unique eye, finding the kindness in even the worst of monsters, really. But I would say by and large, goblins are more or less probably what we think of them. They tend to be a bit barbaric, bit murderous. But again, like elves and humans, the many does not necessarily mean all.
So, how then? And also too, I guess this is a bit of a tangent. Do we stay here to stop this war, or the possibility, or like, is that, where does this align with the triad, if at all? Like,
Oh, wow, no, this wouldn't align with the triad really at all. It doesn't, well, unless there are some serious strings being pulled by the Scarlets.
I mean,
But,
it's possible, yeah, because that one Gubby, she was a Lamashite, and you said before that they was using these rings and things. So maybe while you was all on the other side of the country, maybe that's how they got all swept up into that. I mean, it'd be a killer blow to all of you, right? Like, just creating this poison in your backyard, like a surprise.
It absolutely would. I think, though,
like,
that
at the end of the day, it tore us up better than anything they could have done directly.
well, I would not. I wouldn't think that what happened over the last couple of days is anything but has anything to do with the triad by any means. That said, though, I think really it's
Well,
a war here, regardless of who's doing it. There's too much of a chance of the gates getting damaged. And I don't think anyone would want that. They're too important. So I doubt this has anything to do with the triad. That being said, a war's imminent, at least according to Will. He seems to have an idea that involves me, so I can't wait to hear how that pans out. But we should absolutely do our best to shore up our defenses here at the Citadel. I'd hate to lose our home because we chose to abandon it again.
I can set some really nasty traps.
I have no doubt. Once the winter calmed a bit, some work is going to get started to repair it. At least I had arranged for some. Sadly, it didn't happen fast enough. I just needed to know if the Unforgotten wanted to call this place their home or not. So we could go back to Breach Hill and make it official.
That's fucking weird. I haven't really had a home in a very long time.
Well, first time for everything.
So it seems, yeah?
Yeah. Out of general curiosity, should I expect a consistent and lifelong hatred from Aghi? I mean, yes is a fine answer. I just want to be prepared.
So it was a long 5 years. We had opinions, or at least I did, that probably colored a perception a bit.
It's all your fault, what you're saying.
I did not use those words. Those are your words.
Those are my words. Translated for what I'm hearing from you.
No. What I'm saying is that perhaps, as she travels with you and gets to know you better, and, maybe, I don't know. I mean,
Lures me into a false sense of security to stab me in the back later.
well, I would consider watching your back for a while, yeah. I mean, but that's just a practical thing, right? But I forgot what I was gonna say.
You're fine. I got the answer I was looking for. Well, I got the answer I expected.
Well, I mean, again, I think that she means well, and she's a good kid, and she'll learn. She's very quick at study. We just taught all the wrong things.
Go get some sleep.
I was gonna say same to you, but then fucking wizards.
Fucking wizards.
And she'd fuck off.
What about the rest of the Citadel? Things start to feel calm. Afternoon turns into evening. An early night for sure, this close to the solstice.
Rune just stays up all night, studying, reading.
Right.
Nothing fancy, really.
Augie's probably by herself if she's able to. Just running warm water over where she was frostbitten, trying to warm it up slowly.
Sailix. Will left, but he said he would return. And about an hour later, he told you to meet him at the stables. As you arrive, some people are packing up or preparing to come or go. The Citadel isn't very far. Is anybody else at the stables or towards the front of the Citadel?
What's the weather like?
Snowing still. No longer windy.
Was there an inkling of people packing up to leave somewhere?
You can make a perception check.
Okay.
Diplomacy to gather information. Marika and also Aghi, perhaps. Feeling you get. Will has returned, though. He He has his horse in Sailix's. But he's in no rush to leave. He's just stabling them. The indoor stables.
Well, you wanted to see me.
Yeah. Rune, are you there?
If you would like me to be, sure. If not,
No, they'll meet you.
all right then.
Describe the space that you're working with here as you're holed up in the citadel.
It's the main hall of the Citadel. He really didn't leave there. He's got one of the tables just sort of set up, papers sort of strewn about, typical rune wizardy things. The room is fairly repaired though, so it's staying pretty warm. And there's some bottles, wine. And there's a floating tray of tea and wine. Gentlemen?
If you get too used to using this magic, it's going to be really shitty for you if you ever lose it.
Yeah, it would. Yeah.
And let's not lose it.
Right.
I mean, that's not
Let's
my
sit.
plan, really.
Do you sit, Rune? Will says.
I can if you like.
If it makes a difference. I spoke to Winthrop Finney. Crimsonwood Firs.
What does
He's a
Winthrop
tailor.
want?
You need him in a place like this. Upholstery, tabards, heraldry, flags, anything. He's there for you.
Oh, that's fair, and I appreciate that, but we don't have any heraldry. The Unforgotten are not a thing yet. We're not even sure if we like each other all that much.
Oh no, I hate everybody.
See?
But I
do
hated
not.
you for the last 5 years too, Rune. As he like
Oh, yeah,
throws
fair.
Call them, Rune.
as he throws like a biscuit at Rune, playfully.
You notice there's a different. Something's different about Will. He looks. It's like he slept
Driven?
for 2 days. Yeah, there's a spark in his eye, but he doesn't seem hopeful towards anyone. Just called to action, almost more bitter, but energized.
What are you
Let's call
after,
him.
Will?
You need direction, dear wizard.
Well, I'm finding mine. I know what
No,
I
it's
need
not.
to do.
It's not about anybody's direction. Direction that belongs to no soul, no Sailix, no angel,
purpose.
or sea elf. We need an organization, not one that conforms to anybody, but for its own sake.
For what purpose?
Let's get them all in. We'll talk. Where's Vesperin for this? Probably nearby, huh?
Went to look for Aghi.
Where's Aghi?
She better
But,
be in that
like-
damn room.
But like she's like doing her thing of like creeping to check on her. So yeah, where is Aghi, Sam?
Where is Aghi?
I don't know. Where is Aghi?
Where would you have gone? You had a few hours. Your
Sailix
parents walked
drowned her.
like falcons.
I know. Can't get her around anywhere. She doesn't have much. Her axes are gone.
Did you pick up
Man.
the gloves?
She hasn't picked up anything yet.
Vesperin, you had the gloves?
I gave them to Sailix.
We'll
She's
ask her for them.
probably up on the ramparts.
Yeah.
Usual place.
Sailix, we'll
Contemplating.
say. You have the
Say-
gloves?
Say it one more time. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
You have the gloves, brother.
I do.
All right. Let's find Aghi. No, we're having this meeting now.
All
Sure.
right then.
Because there's
You
not
wanted
enough
this.
exhausting things to happen tonight.
Yeah, we'll be okay.
So
Uh, Sailix will snap his hand, like the thundering hand, in a rhythmic tone. And that's how he calls Aghi.
Aghi,
Just hears like
you
four
hear it and feel it.
She ignores it.
so
God.
Vesperian
Vesprin.
is basically like in some sort of like casually hidden place where she can like observe what Aghi's doing, but also like kind of, and like give her her space, but like also is just like she's totally doing like a Kakashi thing where she has up her book and is just looking over like the top of it every like few minutes, like, okay, cool, she's still there. like, so like I feel like she hears the thunder and like looks at Aghi and again isn't doing anything to make herself known because like she has she's just observing.
Right. Of course, and it's many flights of stairs before you can even get to the top. You're probably already quite cold, Vesprin, but Will meets
I
Aghi
mean,
there.
I got that sweet nice coat.
True.
Augie just has to wait you out. He'll go back inside.
Meanwhile,
Ashton.
Monica is serving lovely hot tea to everybody who's actually there.
Aghi, Will's gonna say. Gonna run a hand through his blonde hair. He doesn't really look anything like Sailix, but he is a half elf. Monica's making tea. Let's talk.
Up here?
No.
She'll stand up.
He's got the gloves in his hand. They're not for you. They're for your friends.
Okay, give them to my friends then.
It's not how it works.
She will walk up to Will, and grab the gloves, but not pull them away from him.
I need this right now.
Why?
I just need you to do the right thing. And to keep doing the right thing. And it doesn't need to be forever. Because we're not perfect. But I need this right now.
What is this gonna do for you, Will?
It's not from me. We're hanging on by a fucking thread here. This citadel, when word gets out, it's going to be bad. The Triad is a dead lead. Okay? Pillowgate doesn't take us back. The war's over. You think there's something next. There's nothing next unless you learn to take it slow. What happened down there can't happen again. It'll get somebody killed. I've seen it.
She just looks down and mutters a name, just Jehurel, her commander. Will probably had received word about it.
He'll get closer. He'll fix your chin to his gaze instead of to the past. I remember. And he'll sort of push the gloves towards you and get even closer. But it's not time for anybody's names anymore. It's time for redemption.
She'll take the gloves.
His thumb suddenly catches it. He's pressing on. 1 month. That's nothing.
How many 1 months did it take you?
I need this. They need this.
Okay.
And he'll kiss you. Few people saw this, Vesperin being one of them. Let's take a moment and a half and say that the party has reconvened somewhere much warmer. The Unforgotten, they're meeting. It's been quite some time. I don't know if there's ever been an official meeting. Rune, have you prepared anything in what seemed like an eternity between when we last spoke with Will?
Nothing in particular. Like I said, he would have provided whatever Monica needed to heat up food or what have you. And aside from that, he will put up the private sanctum in order to ensure no one listens in or can enter into the space that the Unforgotten are meeting at.
Right.
Ian,
How does the party arrive?
I was gonna say, basically, like, Vesperin very much would not have wanted them to realize she saw that entire thing. So I feel like she would have probably, like, assuming there's just like the one way out, which was the way that they were out, like she probably would have like scaled down the castle and gone through
Yeah,
the
you could
window.
just
Yeah.
jump it. Like, I don't have
Yeah.
a plan on the way down, but
Yeah, just
I'll be fine.
Just
I
hear
will
a
make
thud.
it.
Sailix is like, nobody needs to check on that. It's fine. Give it 15 minutes.
oh my god.
So, how do they file in to Rune's little de facto sanctum? Aghi, you wearing the gloves?
I think Rune and Monica were already there with
Right.
Sailix, I believe.
Yeah, Sailix is probably on his like 4th or 5th cup of tea. He's at this point he's taking them back like shots. He's just like,
So the tea, so I would have sent you tea the night before, which would have been a dreamless sleep type tea. I sent that back for anybody who wanted it. I sent enough for at least 4 people. Which is part of the reason Will probably looks all refreshed and shit. And then today I've got a black tea spiced with citrus that is very peppy and waking you up and making you feel a bit more alert.
What's it called?
It's called the Besom tea. BESOM. Also known as a witch's broom, but nobody else needs to know that.
Getting
What?
thirsty
It's
here.
a real thing.
Will, suddenly it seems as though he had been bluffing. He arrives, and sets down his journal. Everyone's filed in, and then he looks to Rune and looks around everybody else and says, "Go ahead, Rune. Why have you called us?"
Rune looks at Will. Excuse me. Why have I called this?
Not today, but before. Concerned effort, you brought us back. At great cost, evidently, but... Tell us what you want here.
All right, I'll talk about it again. So, 5+ years of being separated by bad feelings, terrible choices, and well, lives of our own making. We separated. We forgot about each other. Go figure, since we're the Unforgotten.
Mm.
But we certainly forgot why we had started this little journey in the first place. So, when I had heard that the Triad had began to poke and prod its ugly head again, I thought I would reach out to the only group of people I trusted to deal with it. So, clearly I had 2 motives here. 1, finish what we had started with Voz, and 2, see if I could find my friends again. I think we're closer with one than the other, but maybe some forward motion yet. As part of that, my hope was to turn the Citadel into a home for us, if everyone is willing. I have made arrangements for repairs to be done and some accessories to be added to the Citadel, if everyone is in agreement. In addition to that, if the Unforgotten chose to stay together, I thought maybe we would share our ownership of this Citadel, since right now mine is the only name on the contract. Well, I should say I'm the only one that has the contract, and therefore it is mine.
Looking around, seeing all the cracks and holes and everything, so I was like, well, no one's contesting that.
I didn't
How
think
lo-
anyone would.
How long do we have until it's too late to act
Act
against
on.
against the Triad?
Well, that's the interesting thing. Best as I can figure, Triad's been around for quite some time already. So we're way behind the curve as it is. Not to mention, they're really good at what they do. So finding them is a bit hard. Again, I only barely heard that they had been poking around again. So I don't necessarily know if we're on a particularly hard schedule when dealing with the Triad, other than the one we make for ourselves. That said, I do need to find out where we have to go next.
Where we broke.
What?
You were against the Triad. You weren't against what the Triad believed in. So when the Triad went and hid, all of a sudden there were no rules. Monica, why do you hate the Triad? Will ask.
Because they're slaving bastards.
There we go. It isn't enough to be a faction against the existence of another faction. They're too smart for that. It's about slavery. Is it not? He'll look at Besprin. Oh, you're muted.
I am?
Oh, wait,
No,
no,
you're
Not
good.
anymore.
Oh, okay. It's not just about that. They're real good at manipulating situations, so putting pressure on minor tensions, so cracks and fissures begin to form. It's what happened in Kintago. You saw it. Ollie fucking saw it. Like, they took the peace that we had established, and just, with a single spark, almost started a bloody war. So it's not just about the outright evil of slavery and murder and all that, but also just the manipulations and the games that they play to turn us against each other.
So that's what we need. We need rules. We need to stand strong, and when we don't know what to do, we follow them. They can't pull these tricks on us like that.
Well, at the very least, 2 other people standing in this room have already gone and spent the energy to build up an organization. I mean, Sailix, Vesprin, would you be willing to go through that again? Build up something new?
Just kind of looks down at his hand. Got nothing else to do.
What we've been doing, if it'll get rid of them.
Well, I mean, this isn't just a triad. What Will's asking for, this is like... It's like Cantargo before we arrived. Those gangs had always been there. Every single one of them. For nearly 20 years, they ran through that town. What Will's asking is... It's beyond the triad. Whatever this is will last beyond that.
Right.
That takes
So-
effort.
It's worth the effort.
You are
Is it?
aware I was a part of that gang for most of those decades, right?
Rune smiles a bit. Is it worth the effort?
Look, it's worth it. We'll do it. Because he'll look around the room. Honestly, who the hell else would you have do it here? We'll make something
about
that
you?
lasts.
How about you, the Vesprin? Is it worth it?
You think it's something that'll bring hope in the face of despair?
I think that this could be something where we learn from our past and try and make a better future.
Then it's fucking worth it.
Monica,
Yeah.
is it worth it?
It's hard. And we have to maybe not trust each other completely, but we have to completely back each other. Right now, I don't see that happening. Not yet.
Do you think it could?
Not alone. But I've got connections. You two have connections. Rune, I don't know who you talk to or how you get your information, but we're all going to have to become different people in order for this to work.
We are going to have to be better than we were. Aghi,
Yes.
would you think this little venture is worth it?
It'll be interesting.
I actually didn't
I
feel
can-
any disdain from that answer.
No, I don't know much about this Scarlet Triad or any of this. But I believe in Sailix and I believe in V, and I'll be there.
Good as answer as any. All right then. 6 years, we squandered our decisions. 6 years, we fed into our own hatreds, dislike, bloodshed, bloodlust. Perhaps we learn from that then, eh? Try something a bit different.
Sailix will lean forward, like, I just want to put it out there. 5 of those years, I was overthrowing a slaver country, so
We was.
we.
I would like to point out that 5 years you were overthrowing a slave country to satiate your own need for blood.
Dress it up how you want. I was still doing something
semantics,
great.
I understand.
I mean, that wasn't why I did it. And I don't think you quite understand how powerful it can be to see a people that begin a journey and they're so broken and burdened by everything that they've seen that they don't remember anymore what having a life and having hope can actually mean. And it took a long time, and yeah, we made some mistakes and we fucked up a bit along the way, but
A lot.
by the end you saw those people had hope again, and it was fucking beautiful.
Monica will give a very meaningful look to Will and Rune. Like, yeah, remember that? Remember how that felt?
All right. Once the snow clears, or the storm clears, and we can get a safe path back to Breach Hill, we'll see if the council is available to adjust the contract.
They'll be available.
I know.
We have a tunnel.
At
let's
which
just
point,
use in the morning.
as soon as it can happen, the Citadel will get repaired. Arrangements have been made for that. Just need to be some conversation about what we would like to add to the Citadel. I have some thoughts already, but I would want to make that on my own. So, Will, is this what you were after? What drove you this evening?
Those years ago. You might not remember. He'll pull down the sleeve. You'll see the scar on his neck. Recall it? Short bow. Arrowhead through the neck. I barely survived.
You do?
That's because they came from the other side of the planet through this portal in the Citadel. The rest of the world can't know about the Citadel. But it can't be neglected. My city depends on your success. But so do the rest of them. Every point at the end of this web, you're all responsible for. So you need rules, like the Hell Knights that governed before you even arrived, before the goblins arrived. You need a new name. You need tenets. You need a banner. And when things come into conflict, you don't ask about the faction you used to work for or the one you came from. You ask about the unforgotten. That's what I want.
There's no one that knows about us anymore. We've all but been forgotten.
Until the Triads exterminated. I don't think that's the case.
All right, then. I think you have a group of people who are willing to try and pull this off.
We may not have a name, but we can at least come up with our tenants.
Sounds like most of them have been said this evening already.
Meet in the morning. I can give you every stonemason, every carpenter, every builder in Breach Hill. Anything you want of this place. I'm sure you have the funds to pay for it.
I do.
Very well. I'm cold as shit. He's gonna stand up.
Will you be
He'll
the
turn.
seneschal of this citadel?
Whatever it is you need of me. This tea is fantastic. Thank you.
You're welcome.
He'll leave.
Couldn't agree more, Monica. Delicious as always.
Okay.
What do the Unforgotten do on this night before the journey to Breach Hill in the morning?
Well, if anyone stays in the main hall, Rune will pull out a large piece of parchment with a rough draw out of the citadel with some additions added onto it, denoting a training room or a training portion. I believe a tavern-like portion. And there are two others that I forget off the top of my head.
An archery range.
Intriguing.
Augie's gonna try and find Sailix.
He didn't go very far.
And she will ask, where are my axes?
He'll shadow step away and then come back like a few seconds later, hand them out to her.
She will pull off her cloak and take the axes and like fold them inside of it. These are the only things my clan let me take with me.
Right.
But you're right, I have a new clan now. So don't know what the fuck I'm gonna fight with, but
Sailix kind of flicks her in the middle of the forehead and he's like, "You're not gonna fight at all. For 1 month."
yeah, but 1 month, and then what happens after the 1 month?
Well, then we'll take it one step at a time. I feel like the point of this isn't to just make it the month. It's to show you that you take it day by day. Every day you wake up, you put your feet on the ground, and you keep walking forward. That's all you can do. If you keep looking back, if you stop moving, that's when you die.
Yeah. There any good weapon shops in Breach Hill?
I mean, there's a few.
Ironsmiths, blacksmiths.
Like, he just kind of makes a face like, ugh.
Ugh.
Like, Rune might be able to help you with weapons. He's good
Selection is pitiful.
He's good at crafting. He's good at making things. I mean, he may not look it, but he can make sure there's a sharp edge on your weapon all the time.
Yeah, you're right. He doesn't look it.
That, you're going to have to curb it. We're going to be spending a lot of time with him. Like I've told you before, don't just listen to V. He's a good guy. He literally went to hell to bring someone back to life.
She will take the axes that are folded up and just turn away from Sailix and head towards the Great Hall where Rune is.
As she's walking,
Just turns away.
as she's walking back, he's like, 6 a.m. tomorrow. You're out here in the snow doing drills. Just because you have a month off doesn't mean you can get flabby. I'll not have it.
You're making the snowblood thing really hard.
One step at a time.
And in the morning, the snow's cleared. The Citadel's beautiful again. Bitter cold, but it's a safe road to travel if you know how to do it. There's a tunnel as well, and a local wizard. How do you get back to Breach Hill?
Tunnel.
There's a faster way.
I just like, hey, he'll grab a hold of Rune's staff and just start shaking at him.
Make the
Love
magic
my
stick
job.
work.
I love my job. All right.
What did Aghi ever go to talk to Rune?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
imagine they spoke.
All right. Rune will hold out a staff. If anyone would like a quick trip back to Breach Hill.
As long as it's not fucking cold.
I mean, it'll still be pretty cold, but a bit more manageable than the storm.
A little spring, Vespa.
This is spring? This is
Nice
bloody
outfit.
spring?
And on that freak out, almost ritualistic. I bet you guys have started already mentally preparing where you'll set your hand on the staff for this this performance. Rune, where do you take them?
To his home in Breach Hill. So everyone appears. It's a bit dark until lights start popping up. You're clearly in a basement. There are tables and spread out across the room. The tables are covered in either books or beakers and potion making things, and they're all standing right now in the middle of a circle.
Will is there?
On the actually, it would be on the left side of the map that's currently up.
Excellent. Will knows this place. He's been there. Monica, you remember this place, but not the person you frequented it with. The basement of the Breach Hill Archives.
Smith, is this the place that I recognize?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Will immediately starts to clear trinkets and baubles to one side of the table to make room.
Yeah, Madoka helps. He's
searches for a paper and
really
pen.
disgusted with how Rune's been keeping this place.
Sailix lays in his bed. Just kind of lays out. He's like, oh, you don't use this enough.
And there's a random cat that knocks over everything.
Will is gonna lean in as you're cleaning the desk with him. Then he'll shake off the thought. All right. This is fine. This is more than enough. Let's get to work. For the Unforgotten then, huh?
Well, that was the best name the director came up with. Harry may as well keep it.
It'll stick until the end of time.
That's unfortunate.
That's where we're gonna end the session tonight, guys. All right. So, thank you for watching. This has been episode 36 of Pathfinder 2nd Edition, the Age of Ashes Adventure Path. The first adventure path put out by the Pathfinder 2nd Edition line. If you liked what you saw, our virtual tabletop, everything that you saw is Fantasy Grounds. Go to fantasygrounds.com and just get it. It is fantastic, and it has way more than I can even show you right now. If you like what you heard, the ambient track for like the Blizzard, that's Michael Gelfi, and the music is Rock Narden. You can find their music on YouTube or Spotify. There's a link in the show notes. Let's do our character outros, starting with Mr. Smith.
Hello, I'm Mr. Smith. I played Rune Ravenswood, the nicer wizard than before.
Sam.
Hey guys, I'm Sam. I played Aghi, the half-orc barbarian, who was the nicer orc than before.
Yeah.
Maybe?
Okay.
Maybe?
Only from extreme relatives. Jen.
Hi, I'm Jen. I played the Vesperin, who is still a trolly asshole. I also run SavageSparrow.com, which is a super awesome nerdy t-shirt and apparel company, and we are going to have a really awesome Black Friday weekend sale starting on Wednesday, and our code EATTRASH20 for 20% off everything. It's going to be great.
Love that. Daniel.
Hi guys, I'm Daniel. I was playing Sailix Lavendale today. Also directing, so if anything messed up happened, sorry about it, it happens. But I had a great time, and I do hope you guys will be back next Sunday to come and watch us see where we go next. Yeah.
Heck yeah. Spence.
Hi, I'm Spence. I live here. And yeah, this has I've been playing Monica Freerunner, who has a lot of decisions to make. And you can catch me here on Twitch just about every day, twitch.tv/Resonant Moon.
Yep. And if you liked the show, we are back on Sunday. We will be recapping the decisions we make as a faction, and sort of establishing like a unified body of agreed upon rules, so that we don't end up with these like surprise occurrences. I can't name any off the top of my head, but just, in general. But if you want to see something that makes this look like a walk in the park, I know on Saturday, there's something happening. I just randomly had an idea, like, what if we just did a one-shot with evil characters? And it is already way, way beyond anything I could have ever imagined, and I just hope people witness it. That's all
So
I can
much
ask for.
excitement.
So follow or subscribe or just see us next weekend. But that's all I've got, guys. And it's not midnight, so go to bed before tomorrow.
Bye.